Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let me share my screen real quick. Today we're going to talk about working with zip files, zipping, unzipping, and how it can be useful. We had this kind of tutorial that allows you to download multiple files at once. So the thing that you need to know that in a web application, you can only download one file at the time. So when you need to download multiple files, it makes more sense if you can zip them first and then download. We're doing this in a doc manager template, and the code is coming straight from that template. And so that's our button, download selected. So let me show how it works. I select so here we deal with images, but it can be any kind of files. I just uploaded images here so they look better. First image, dairy products and produce. And I click download selected, and we downloaded 3 files, size 900 kilobytes, and I click to open it. And here are our 3 files: condiments, dairy, and produce. And this is our code in download selected button. Okay, let's see. This is our categories table. We can switch to advanced grid. By the way, both Phprunner and ASP.NET projects already uploaded to members area, and hopefully you can download them, play with them, and use them. So they're already there. So let's see what this button does. Okay, download selected, edit button code. So client before event, what we're doing here? This is a built-in function in Phprunner and ASP.NET of page object that allows you to check how many records we have selected. So it returns a collection of selected records. So that's we don't need to use this function. If you don't know that, you can just use jQuery to go through checkboxes manually, but it's I can show you that as well. But it's just easier to use something that is built-in, even though it is not documented. This function is, I don't think it's documented in our manual, but it's handy. So server part of the event. Here we are going through the list of all selected records in our server-side code, and add all of them to the session array named zip files. So in our case, there will be 3 files in this array, right? That's one thing. And in client after event, this is what we're doing here. It may look tricky, but this is what we're doing. First of all, we clear all the checkboxes we selected. Since we are not reloading the page, we need to clear the selection manually. We do that. We are making that button disabled again. It's disabled initially. And then there is an interesting technique here that allows us to download the file. Let's see how it's being done. So the link, we create a link element in HTML document, and we assign href. This link will not be visible on the page. We just create it, but we do not add it to the document itself. It's not visible. It's just like a virtual kind of hyperlink element. Href property is the link, and we get the URL of categories table list page, and we add the parameter to the end, action equals download zip. I will show you how it works. And we click that artificial link. So this is what this code does. We figure out the URL first, which will be categories underscore list.php in Phprunner or categories/list in .NET. And then we add a parameter here and we ping that URL. So what happens here when we click this button? The processing is being done in before process event of a list page of categories table. Let's take a look at that. So there is a button, there is an event on list page called before process. So this is where we create a zip file. So as far as I understand, it's getting content of the next file. We are looping for the session array zip file. We get in the content of the file, and then we replace some placeholders with the actual file name in the zip file, and then we compress individual file, and then we pack it all together into a zip file. So that's not the only way to do that. It's basically, this is like we do it almost manually, not completely manually. So we do not implement the zip algorithm, which is quite complex, but we use gz compress function in PHP. It could have been done slightly easier if we use the zip archive class, and we do it when we unzip it. But still, this code is not meant to be changed much. So basically, what you need to do when you need to implement functionality like this, in your code, this part of the code can be copy and pasted as is to your before process event. And you can see that we are checking post value of A, that's our parameter in the URL. And if it equals download zip, then we execute this code. So we create a zip file. We process our session array that will hold as many files that we have selected with the checkboxes. And once we created the zip file, we save it to, I don't think we're even saving it. We just sending it to the output. Yeah, I believe we're just sending it to the output. Yeah, exactly. We're using the header and we just simply sending it to the output. And browser understand that this is a file because content type is application octet stream, that's a binary stream, and content disposition, it's attachment. So it will download this as a file, and file name will be, file name, selected zip. Yeah, so this is what we did. So if you need to use a similar technique in your code, you just need to basically copy this code, paste it into a list page before process event. You copy all parts of that button code. So maybe the only thing that you need to change is field name that stores your files. So in our case, it's field name file. In your case, it will be something that is slightly different. Everything else is just going to be exactly the same, right? Okay, I hope it makes sense. And again, we probably have a tutorial on this topic, and we also have a video for that as well.